Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils welcome just from down the road about 30 minutes the Johnson County Community College Cavaliers. We're going to have a two-game set today, and then on Saturday, a two-game set down there to make the four-game series for the conference standings. The conference standings are as follows. Cali and Johnson and Coffeyville are all tied with 9-3 record, although Cali won 3 of 4 from Johnson. The only 3 losses that Johnson County has is to Cali. Fort Scott and Kansas City, Kansas are tied for 4th place with a 4-4 record. Neosho in 6th with a 5-7 record. Labette in 7th with a 3-5 record. Allen County 3-9 in 8th place. And Highland 2-10 in the conference. So Cali, Johnson, and Coffeyville all with a 9-3 record at the top of the east side of the division. On the west side of the division, it is Barton 10-2. Cloud is 9-3 in 2nd. Colby is 6-2 in 3rd. Hutchison and Butler are tied for 4th with 7-5 record. In 6th place is Garden City 3-5. 7th place Dodge City 4-8. Seward County in 8th place 1-7. And then it has Pratt as 1-11. I believe there's a there that is likely to supposed to be a 7, so maybe they and Seward are tied for 8th, but Barton is atop of the west side of the division. The Blue Devils are 4-4 in the conference. They have played Labette and Neosho, and they split 2-2 with each of them. Johnson County has played Allen and Highland and Cali, and they took all 4 from Allen County. They took all 4 from Highland, and they only won 1 of 3 from Cali, so 1-3, and that's where their 9-3 record comes from. There are a couple of, let's see if I can see the teams here that Fort Scott, Kansas City, Kansas, and Labette all had byes the first week, and that's why they only have 8 games as opposed to the 12 games that the rest of the conference has so far. So today, you've got crosstown rivals playing each other. Going to play 2 today and 2 on Saturday down at Johnson County. Thanks for joining me. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with the start of this one here in a few minutes. Let's meet the starting lineups for today's game. First for the Cavaliers of Johnson County Community College. Leading off and playing second base, Jake McClure. Batting second in center field, Bo Schinkel. Batting third, the catcher, Micah Miller. In left field, batting cleanup, Jeremy Comer. At the right fielder, Riker Edwards. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Easton Rowe. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Boston Bruce. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Chris Mancinas. Batting ninth, the third baseman, Carter Kelly. with Josiah Golden on the mound for the Cavaliers. So it'll be McClure, Schenkel, Miller, Comer, Edwards, Rowe, Bruce, Mancinas, Kelly, with Golden on the mound for the Cavaliers. Starting lineup for your Blue Devils. Leading off in center field, Marcus Dirks. Batting second, the left fielder, Freddie Nolan, the fourth. Batting third, Frankie Santiago, the first baseman. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, Tanner Pachorik. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Cade Perry. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Ian Woida. Batting seventh in right field, Spencer Smock. Batting eighth, the catcher, Braden Horn. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Sawyer Tolk, with Bryson Vaughter on the mound. So it'll be Dirks, Nolan the fourth, Santiago, Pachorik, Perry, Woida, Smock, Horn, and Tolk, the starting lineups for today's contest. Welcome, and we'll be back with the start of this one in just a few minutes. All right, as the coaches bring their lineups out to the umpires, Eric Horner, the head coach of the Cavaliers. They're 22-9 on the season, 9-3 in conference. As I mentioned before, Coach Goldbeck for the Blue Devils, 17-10 overall, and 4-4 in the conference. We'll start here in about 7 or 8 minutes. Stay with us. Crosstown rivals, the Cavaliers of Johnson County Community College and the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. I'll be back. All right, here we go, everyone. Welcome back to the broadcast. On the mound is Bryson Vaughter. Vaughter is from Topeka, Kansas, has a 4.30 ERA. His record is 2-2. Defense behind him will be left to right. Across the outfield, Nolan the fourth, Dirks and Smock. Left to right across the infield, Perry, Pachorik, Tolk, and Santiago, with Braden Horn behind the plate. That's the defense behind the lefty from Topeka, Kansas, Bryson Vaughter. The Cavaliers will send up McClure, Schinkel, and Miller to get things started here in this first game. A reminder, first inning is a 7-inning game unless it goes extras, and the second game will be a 9-inning game provided that the first game is regulation 7. So welcome for the doubleheader today in the KJCCC Conference. We will get things going here momentarily. Everything and everyone trying to be in the top 4. So when it comes time for playoff time in the KJCCC, the top 4 teams host the bottom 4 teams from the opposite division, and that determines who gets to play at home to start the playoffs to see who goes to the regional. So here we go, get ready to get things started. Jake McClure, the second baseman, steps in for the Cavaliers. First pitch catches the inside corner and a strike is called. 0-1 the count on the second baseman, Jake McClure. There's a base hit into left field. It's going to bring up Schinkel. He's the center fielder. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. That misses for a ball. Schinkel starts the day batting .482. McClure started the day batting .379, and he promptly puts one through the hole over between third and short. There's a swing and a foul ball down at the feet of the catcher, Braden Horn. So game started right on time at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for joining me. Lefty versus lefty here. Breaking ball stays up and in. 2-1 the count on the center fielder, Schinkel. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 2-2 the count now. Runner at first base is McClure. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So there's the first out of the inning for Vaughter and the Blue Devils. That's going to bring up the catcher, Mike Miller. Miller starts the day batting .384. He'll step in. So 3 lefties starting things off here for the Cavaliers facing the lefty Vaughter. That ball's a little bit outside. No, that was a lot of bit outside. 1-0 the count. There's a ground ball headed at Pachorik. Pachorik gets the out at second base, so the unassisted fielder's choice for the second out. And then an errant throw wide of first base that Santiago could not. Comer, another lefty, steps in. Comer starts the day batting .264. That's up high for ball one, 1-0 the count. So a base hit by McClure, a strikeout, and a fielder's choice. And we've got 2 outs with a runner at first base. There's a strike right through there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. It's down low. 2-1 the count now. Comes the 2-1. Breaking ball fouled back to the screen. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. Throw over to first. Nothing going on over there. Miller at first base. He reached on the fielder's choice. There's a high chopper up the middle. Pachorik grabs that. Steps on the base, so no runs on 1 hit for the Cavaliers. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Blue Devils coming up. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom half of the first inning we go. Josiah Golden on the mound for the Cavaliers. He has a 4.24 ERA, a 4-2 record. He is from Higginsville, Missouri. The defense behind him is Comer, Schinkel, and Edwards left to right across the outfield. Kelly, Mancinas, McClure, Rowe left to right across the infield with Miller behind the plate. That's the defense behind Josiah Golden. So we go to the bottom half of the first inning here, ready to get things started with the Blue Devils in their half of the first inning. There's the throw down to second base, and it's going to be Dirks, Nolan the fourth, and Santiago.
Leading out center fielder, Marcus Dirks.
Leading things off, Marcus Dirks. First pitch is outside. Dirks starts the day batting .372. Comes the 1-0. That misses just a little bit outside, 2-0 the count. On the leadoff hitter, the center fielder for the Blue Devils, Marcus Dirks. Foul ball back, 2-1 the count. Just misses a little bit up or out. That's a pretty close pitch right there. That pitch is last week called a strike by both umpires last week, but nonetheless, the zone is established. That one's a little bit closer, and 3-2 the count now. The strike zones are usually consistent but different. There's a foul ball back to the screen. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Marcus Dirks at the plate for the Blue Devils. Josiah Golden on the mound. There's ball 4. So a leadoff walk issued to Marcus Dirks. Dirks makes his way down to first. That's going to bring up Nolan the fourth. He starts the day batting .368. He'll step in with a runner and nobody out. That ball's a little bit up, 1-0 the count on Freddie Nolan the fourth. High and inside for ball 2. The high heater with a little bit of chin music there. 2-0 the count on the left fielder, Freddie Nolan the fourth. There's a ball, catches the outside corner for a strike. Dirks down at first base after the leadoff walk. And the first baseman coming over and making a good effort at that is Rowe, but not able to get to it right at the corner of the dugout, as you can see. So 2-2 the count now. Freddie Nolan the fourth. Runner goes. Fake went, and the strikeout. Nolan the fourth goes down swinging for the first out. That's going to bring up Santiago, the first baseman. He starts the day batting .356. He'll be up there with 1 out and 1 on. Swing and a miss of the high heater. 0-1 the count. Bottom of the first inning action. Thanks for joining me. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the first. Runner goes. And the stolen base, not a good ball for Miller to handle. So the stolen base by Dirks. 2-1 the count now. That's up high. 3-1 to Santiago. Swing and a miss. Pitch he was looking for right there and just come up a little empty. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Runner at first base is Dirks. Foul ball back to the screen. Santiago earns another pitch with that foul. Now the play, another foul ball. 8th pitch of the out at bat upcoming. Comes the stretch and the pitch by Golden. That's up high for ball 4. So a walk, a strikeout, and a walk.
Number 5, Tanner Pachorik.
Pachorik starts the day batting .360. He'll be up there with 1 out and runners at first and second. Got a foul ball off of the foot of Pachorik. Dirks was off with the pitch. He'll have to both retreat, him and Santiago, both after the foul ball by Pachorik. So 0-1 the count on Tanner Pachorik. Zastrak catches the outside corner at the knees. 0-2 the count. So Pachorik inches in even tighter on the plate when he gets 2 strikes. That's up high. 1-2 the count. Runner at second is Dirks. Over at first is Santiago. There's a ball headed into right field. Going to get a play at home, and it's going to be an RBI base hit for Tanner Pachorik.
Third baseman Cade Perry.
So that's going to bring up Perry. RBI base hit by Pachorik gets the Blue Devils on the board. Perry starts the day batting .235. He'll step in with runners still at first and second base.
Come on, Cade.
1 out, 2 on, 1 in. That's up a little high. 1-0 the count. Going to get a quick visit to the mound. We'll see if there's any changes. We'll take a short break. We'll be back. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure and like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we make an upload or go live. Thanks again. All right, words of wisdom have been imparted by the pitching coach of the Cavaliers to his hurler, Josiah Golden. 1-0 the count. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, and 1 run in. 2 on, and 1 run in for the Blue Devils. Turns on that one, whistles it right by Coach Golbeck down at third base. There's a strike right through there. Bottom part of the zone, right down the middle. 2-2 the count on Perry, the third baseman. Strike 3 called. Perry takes one on the outside corner at the knees. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida starts the day batting .302. He'll step in with 2 outs and 2 on here in the bottom of the first inning for the Blue Devils. There's a strike outside half of the plate. 0-1 the count. That's inside. 1-1 the count. One ball, one strike, 2 outs, 2 on. Foul ball backing over the top. 1-2 the count. Inside, gonna check it in, ruled a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Blue Devils have plated 1 so far here in the bottom of the first. Comes the 2-2 from Golden. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils get 1 run on 1 hit. We go to the top of the second inning. Blue Devils lead 1-0. I'll be back. All right, 2. The top half of the second inning we go. Blue Devils lead 1-0 after that first inning. Vaughter back to the mound for another inning of work. Edwards, Rowe, and Bruce scheduled up for the Cavaliers. They had a leadoff base hit by McClure, but then a strikeout and a couple of fielders' choices to Pachorik, unassisted, stepping on second base to get through that first inning. Edwards, the right fielder. Way outside, all the way back to the screen. Edwards starts the day batting .350. It's a ground ball headed at the second baseman, Talk. He's up with it over to Santiago for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Rowe. Easton Rowe, they have 2 Rows on the team, not related, but Easton Rowe starts the day batting .337. There's a breaking ball, started out inside, right back across the plate for a strike called. Comes the 0-1. That misses a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Blue Devils leading by 1. Easton Rowe, the first baseman at the plate. Two balls and 1 strike. Top of the second inning action. Just a little bit outside. Good looking pitch right there. 3-1 the count now on Easton Rowe. He's up there with 1 out. Swing and a miss for a strike. I thought he got a little bit of it, but was not ruled as a foul. But nonetheless, 3-2 the count. The wind and the pitch from Vaughter. And breaking ball up high, comes up empty for the strikeout.
Number 27, Boston Bruce.
That's going to bring up Bruce. Boston Bruce. He's the designated hitter. He starts today batting .378. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on. Misses a little bit outside, 1-0 the count. On the designated hitter for the Cavaliers, Boston Bruce. Breaking ball makes it back to the strike zone right there, 1-1 the count. Had a second person outside of the dugout, being sure there's just one on deck batter able to be outside of the dugout. There's a foul back into the screen. The in-the-hole batter trying to sneak out and get his feet on the turf instead of the concrete. The umpire shooting back in. 2. It's going to be over just into the dugout. Horn and Santiago come over to take a look at that. Out of play. 1-2 the count. Started out being a little bit overcast. There's some clouds around, but nice afternoon for some baseball. Here comes the 1-2 from Vaughter. Just a little bit outside. We had the left half of the infield headed to the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Comes the wind and the 2-2 from Vaughter. Just broke a little bit inside. Going to peel down to first. Ruled a ball, so 3-2. That had a little wicked break to it in on his feet. Comes the 3-2. Low and inside, so a 2-out walk issued to Bruce.
Number 2, Chris Mancinas.
That's going to bring up Mancinas.
22.
Mancinas starts the day batting .299, 1 tick short of 300. That's outside. Runner at first base is the designated hitter, Boston Bruce. He worked a 2-out walk to earn first base. 1-0 the count on Mancinas. There's a check swing ruled a strike. Mancinas, the shortstop for the Cavaliers. And another offer on a check swing. And so back-to-back check swings that he didn't want to do, but he did. 1-2 the count. It's a ground ball just shy of the coach down in the coaching box down there for. It's not in the coaching box, but he's down from the coaching box. We'll do the 1-2 again. One hopper, two hopper to Talk. He's up with it and over to Santiago for the 4-3 ground out. So no runs on no hits, one left on after the walk. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. We'll be back by a run. All right, to the bottom half of the second inning we go. Smock, Horn, and Tolk scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Smock is the right fielder. Smock starts the day batting .294. He'll step in with nobody on and nobody out as he leads off the bottom of the second for the Blue Devils. Foul ball backing over the top of us. So 0-1 the count on Spencer Smock. There's a strike, catches the inside corner. So quickly 0-2 the count on Smock. Foul ball backing out of play. 0-2 the count, yet he's seen 4 pitches already. Fouled a couple back. That's up high. 1-2 the count. Smock, Horn, and Tolk. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Blue Devils. And there's a hit by a pitch. Nothing you hate any more as a pitcher than to have a 1-2 or an 0-2. That's going to bring up Horn. Horn starts the day batting .327. He'll be up there with a runner at first base after that hit by a pitch of Smock. Swing and a miss. Outside part of the plate, lower part of the zone. Braden Horn. Swing and a miss of the high heater. 92-mile-an-hour pitch. So Golden has been in the lower 90s. I've seen 92 and 93 a time or two. Haven't seen anything faster than that. Comes the 0-2. There's a ball headed into center field. That's going to be taken by Schinkel for the first out of the inning.
Number 1, Sawyer Tolk.
That's going to bring up Tolk. Tolk starts the day batting .368. Be up there with the runner at first base and 1 out now. There's a strike. Little bender right through there. 0-1 the count. Second baseman Sawyer Tolk. Outside and in the dirt. Nicely blocked by Miller. Runner goes. It's going to be out of play. Smock still having to hustle back in case. One and two the count. Smock back to first. 1 out, 1 on. Strike 3 called. Bender at the top of the zone just got down to the zone. So that's going to bring up Dirks. Dirks is from Kansas City, Kansas. That's up high for ball 1. His first at bat, he walked and stole a base. Ended up scoring the only run of the game so far. Swing and a foul into the glove of the catcher, Miller. 1-1 the count. Dirks, the center fielder for the Blue Devils. Got him at first, made a step toward him. So picked off is Smock. No runs on no hits. We go to the top of the third. Blue Devils leading 1-0. I'll be back. To the top of the third we go. Blue Devils leading 1-0. Kelly, McClure, and Schinkel scheduled up for the Cavaliers. Kelly starts today batting .322. He's the third baseman. The Cavaliers. He'll step in to lead things off here in the top of the third for Johnson County. Curveball way outside. 1-0 the count. Stays outside again. 2-0 the count on the tall third baseman for the Cavaliers. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 2-1 the count. Misses low and inside. 3-1 the count. On the number 9 hitter, Carter Kelly. Foul ball backing out of play, so 3-2 the count. That ball's headed over to the soccer field where there's practice going on over there. The 3-2 coming here from Vaughter. Just catches the outside corner for the called strikeout.
Number 17, Jake McClure.
It's going to bring up McClure. McClure is from Gardner, Kansas. He had a base hit his first time up. There's a strike, top part of the zone. Defense behind Vaughter, Nolan the fourth, Dirksen, Smock, left to right across the outfield. Perry, Pachorik, Tolk, and Santiago across the infield with Horn behind the plate. Swinging him is, tied him up on his hands. So quickly, 0-2 the count on the second baseman, Jake McClure. The ball headed into left field on the run. Coming in to take care of that is Nolan the fourth.
Center fielder, Bo Schinkel.
So that's going to bring up Schinkel. He'll be up there with 2 outs. Curveball catches the outside part of the plate for a strike called. Schinkel is from Olathe, Kansas. Just misses a little bit inside. 1-1 the count. Misses for ball 2. Two balls and a strike. And way over the top of his head, was lucky enough to get the bat down without leaving that antenna up for a foul ball. So 3-1 the count. Schinkel, the center fielder, he struck out his first time up. Outside for ball. So a 2-out walk issued to Schinkel.
Catcher, Mike Miller.
That's going to bring up Mike and Miller. Miller is from Otsego, Minnesota. Runner at first base. It's outside for ball 1. Runner at first base is Bo Schinkel, the center fielder. He reached out on a 2-out walk. We had a punch out and a fly out to left field for the 2 outs here for the Cavaliers. There's a foul ball headed down the left field line. That's going to be down to the bullpen area and the workout area for the Blue Devils. One and one the count. Going to go back to first base. Nothing going on over there. There's a strike, catches the inside corner. 1-2 the count. One ball, two strikes, two outs, one on. Runner goes. High chopper to Santiago. Santiago grabs it, steps on the bag for the 3 unassisted ground out. No runs on, no hits there in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Blue Devils leading by a run. I'll be back. All right, so Dirks was in the box when Schmock was picked off, so he'll return to the box here for his second at bat. Foul ball back to the screen. Dirks is from Kansas City, Kansas. That's down low, 1-1 the count. Dirks leading off the bottom of the third inning. Misses outside, 2-1 the count. That misses outside. Comer, Schenkel, Edwards, left to right across the outfield. Kelly, Mencinas, McClure, and Rowe across the infield with Miller behind the plate and Golden on the mound. There's a strike called inside half of the plate at the knees. 3-2 the count. Dirks walked and had a stolen base in the first to lead this thing off. There's a foul ball backing out of play. We'll do the 3-2 again. Wind to the pitch by Golden. There's a ball headed into right center for a base hit. So Dirks leads off the third with a base hit. That's going to bring up Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth will, step in. Nolan the fourth is from Fort Worth, Texas. Freddie Nolan the third is doing my scoreboard today, and I appreciate him. He's here at the game, so I always appreciate it when a Texan can make it up to a game. There's a strike called. Freddie Nolan the fourth struck out his first time out. Sure that's not what Pop hoped for, but we'll see what he can do here. 0-1 the count on the left fielder. Little toss over to first. Dirks has Golden's attention. Josiah Golden from Higginsville, Missouri, on the mound for the Cavaliers. There's a breaking ball, stays up and ends up out. So 1-1 the count. Blue Devils leading 1-0. 94 viewers at the moment. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you. As that foul ball back to the screen, 1-2 the count. On Freddie Nolan the fourth. Runner goes, swing and a miss. And the base is stolen. So Dirks has been on twice, and he's stolen a base twice, and Nolan the fourth has struck out twice. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. He'll step in with one out, and Dirks at second base. It's inside for ball one, 1-0 the count. Santiago walked his first time up. There's a strike called at the knees inside corner. One out, 1-on, 1-run lead for the Blue Devils. Swing and a miss of that heater. 1-2 the count. Frankie said, hey, was that a ball up? Not sure the response by the umpire, but nonetheless 1-2 the count. That's outside. Two balls, two strikes, one out, one on. First game is a 7-inning game reminder. Foul ball headed over the top of the third base dugout. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Turn back to second base. Nothing going on back there. Dirk's back easily. The high fly ball, that's going to get over the dugout now to play. We'll do the 2-2 again. Swing and a miss inside part of the plate, so back-to-back strikeouts by Golden. That's going to bring up Pachorik. Pachorik is from Aurora, Colorado. He had an RBI base hit in the first. Swing and a miss of that pitch there, so down in the count 0-1 is Pachorik. Another RBI opportunity with the runner at second base, way up and in. 1-1 the count. Little nubber out toward first base. That's going to be picked up by the first baseman Rowe and step on the bag. So no runs on one hit, one runner stranded. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Blue Devils leading 1-0. All right, to the top of the fourth we go. Vaughter back for another inning of work. Comer, Edwards, and Rowe scheduled up for the Cavaliers.
Batting number 26, Jeremy Comer.
Comer is from Shawnee, Kansas. He grounded out to Tolk at second his first time up, and he's promptly hit by a pitch.
Number 16, Riker Edwards.
It's going to bring up Edwards. Edwards is from Smithville, Missouri. Takes ball one. Actually, Comer grounded out to the shortstop, 6 unassisted. It was Edwards that grounded out to. There's a strike at the knees right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first base is Comer. He was hit by the first pitch of the fourth inning. Just a little bit low. Looked like it was going to be a strike on the outside corner, and the bottom dropped out of it, and it was low, so 2-1 the count. On the right fielder, Riker Edwards. Just misses outside. 3-1 the count. Runner goes. Ball's fouled away over by the first base coach of the Cavaliers.
I know you feel the same way about Johnson, huh?
3-1 the count. Blue Devils
Right.
narrow 1-0 lead here. Headed over to first. Nothing going on over there. Back in safely is the left fielder, Comer.
He's on the bump right now. He's mixing really well. Seaman? Yeah, so my mom's actually
Runner goes and
Seaman girl too. Or not girl, but Seaman person.
swing and a miss for the strikeout.
Number 11, Easton Rowe.
Yeah, I've never met Jamal in person, but I think my
That's going to bring up Easton Rowe. Rowe is from Pleasant Hill, Missouri.
Avalon.
Misses high and outside, just about 10 miles up the road from me in Harrisonville. 0-1 the count on the first baseman, Rowe. He struck out his first time up. Just a little bit outside. 2-0 the count. Comer with the stolen base on the strikeout of Edwards, so he's now at second base. The 2-0 from Vaughter. There's a strike. Catches the inside corner. Foul ball headed down into the bullpen area.
Yeah, it's the only thing. That's the only.
Little work going on down in the bullpen. Little loosening up. Doesn't look like anyone in earnest getting ready down there. Breaking ball stays up a little bit high. 2-2 the count. 3-2 the count. There's a ball headed into left field. That's going to be an RBI base hit by Easton Rowe for the RBI to tie this thing up. It's going to bring up Boston Bruce.
27, Boston Bruce.
Bruce is from Atchison, Kansas. There's a strike outside corner at the belt. Bruce reached on a base on balls his first time up.
Yeah, it's kind of.
All tied up at 1 here in the top of the 4th now. Both teams with 1 run and 2 hits. There's a high chopper headed to Talk. Talk is. It's going to be safe over now. I'm going to propose that Coach Goldbeck, by gosh, he's not getting up. I thought that the runner going, yep, here he is. He's going to come out and discuss that a bit because the runner headed over to second base. I guess he's going to the mound for a visit. I thought he might dispute that the runner Rowe heading over to second interfered with his second baseman Talk. Nonetheless, we'll take a short break. We'll be back. All right, words of wisdom have been imparted to the infield for the Blue Devils and his left-handed hurler Vaughter.
Mancinas.
Boston Bruce steps in. There's a wild pitch. Runners are going to move. It is Mancinas. You are correct.
Batting number 22, Chris Mancinas.
Mancinas, in my visiting about the runner going down to second, I didn't get the base hit written down, so runners are now at second and third. There he is, a bunt at misses, so 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. So runners at second and third. They moved up on that wild pitch. And Mancina squares to bunt, comes up empty. Squares to bunt again, and the bunt is down. Going to pick that up. Foul is Santiago. So 1-2 the count. We'll see if the bunt stays on for the shortstop, Chris Mancinas. A little fastball about 3 inches outside here would look good. Just a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mancinas grounded out to Tolk at second base his last time out. There's a high chopper and a nice play by Vaughter to come off and get that, but the run scores on the high chopper. Finally came down for Mancinas was from Kansas City, Kansas. I missed that on his at bat. Carter Kelly is from North Platte, Nebraska. Breaking ball, swung at and missed. So the Cavaliers with a 2-1 lead here. They've plated 2 thus far in this inning. It's up a little bit. 1-1 the count. So the leadoff hit by pitch ends up scoring the first run, and then the second one, Rose scores on Mancina's base hit. 1-1 the count. It's a breaking ball, and that ball is off of Rowe. That's going to be an error on the third baseman. It's going to be back to the top of the order in McClure. McClure is 1 for 2 thus far, as a base hit and a fly out. 3 runs in the inning, the last one on that error. There's a ball headed at Santiago. He smothers it, steps on the base for the 3 unassisted ground out. So the Cavaliers get 3 runs on 2 hits. They take the 3-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th. I'll be back. Stay with me. We got a good one. All right, Golden back for another inning of work.
Batting number 23, Kate Perry.
For Golden, Perry, Woida, and Smock scheduled up for the Blue Devils. And hit by a pitch is Perry. That's going to bring up Woida. Perry is from Omaha, Nebraska, and Woida is from Lincoln, Nebraska. So back-to-back Nebraska hitters here for the Blue Devils. Woida struck out his first time up. There's a strike called. And Woida didn't want to, but he did. So a strikeout there. That's going to bring up Smock. Smock is from Aurora, Colorado. It's a high fly ball into deep center field. Back to take care of that. Back at the warning track is Schinkel. So Schinkel goes back to the track on that fly by Smock, and Perry moves up to second base.
Catcher Braden Horn.
That's going to bring up Horn. Horn is from Derby, Kansas. There's a strike. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. 2 outs. Runner at second base. It into left field. Headed for home and safe. So the Blue Devils get 1 run back thus far on that base hit. RBI base hit by Braden Horn.
Batter number 1, Sawyer Tolk.
So that's going to bring up Tolk. Tolk is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He'll step in with the Blue Devils trailing by 1 now after that RBI base hit by Horn. Horn down at first. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. So Pachorik and Horn with the RBI for the Blue Devils. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Miller. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first base. That's high and inside. Talk was called out on strikes his first time up. Hit count here on him currently. That misses low and inside. So 3-1 the count. On the second baseman, Sawyer Tolk. Josiah Golden has gone all the way so far. There's a ground ball at the shortstop. Mancinas underhands to McClure. The fielder's choice. The Blue Devils get 1 run. On 1 hit, we go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils trailing the Johnson County Cavaliers 3-2. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the fifth inning we go. Cavaliers leading 3-2. Schenkel at the plate. That breaks outside for ball one. Schenkel struck out in the first, walked in the third. Here we are in the fifth. There's a ground ball headed up the middle to it. Talk gets to it, and he gets him at first base. Santiago with a good stretch over there. A long way for Talk to go towards second base
14, Mike and Miller.
to get that for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Mike and Miller. He's the catcher. He's grounded out to short and to first, his two at-bats. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count on the catcher, Mike and Miller. Grounded out, unassisted at second base, and unassisted to Santiago down at first. 0-2 the count here. One and two the count outside. Two and two outside. It's a ground ball, a two-hopper to Tolk. He's up with it and over to Santiago for back-to-back 4-3s for the first two outs of the fifth inning. That's going to bring up Comer.
26, Jeremy Comer.
Comer will step in. He's grounded out unassisted to Pachorik at second and then hit by a pitch, and stole second after he was hit by a pitch. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. Swing and a foul into the glove of Horn. So quickly 0-2 the count. Way outside, 1-2 the count. So I get a picture from Dave Wilson, who coached at Harrisonville. His son is redshirting for Johnson County. He saw my wife, Brenda, in the parking lot for the game today, and there's a ball down the right field line way out in front of it. I'll see if I can get a chance in between games to at least ask if he's down there, which he should be. Get a chance to visit with him. Comes the 1-2, stays with it. That pitch is hit in deep. That's going to be extra bases. Diving effort by Nolan, the fourth out there, and a double to left center by Comer. So a two-out double by Comer. That's going to bring up Edwards. Edwards is grounded out and struck out. Grounded out to Tolk at second. So the runner at second base is Comer. That misses outside, 1-0 the count. On the right fielder, Riker Edwards. Or 2-0 the count. There's a breaking ball, gets back to the strike zone. Vaughter starts one out wide and brings it back to the outside part of the plate. 2-1 the count. That's outside. 3-1 the count now. There's a strike, bottom part of the zone, inside corner. 3-2 the count now on the right fielder, Riker Edwards. Foul ball headed for the woods. Edwards earns another pitch by fouling that one away. We'll do the 3-2 again. And cues that one off the end of the bat for another opportunity for a 3-2 pitch. The stretch and the pitch. Fouled it away. Another ball headed to the woods. Ninth pitch of the at-bat forthcoming. That's down low for ball 4. So Edwards works a walk.
Number 11, Easton Rowe.
That's going to bring up Easton Rowe. Rowe has a strikeout in the second and an RBI base hit in the fourth. We're going to get a visit to the mound. We'll take a short break. We will be back. Blue Devils trailing Johnson County Cavaliers 3-2 here in the top of the fifth. All right, the pitching change has been made by the Blue Devils. Caleb Deere comes into the game. He's from Overland Park, Kansas, has a 1.53 ERA. 1-0 is his record. He has 10 appearances, and he has pitched 17 and 2/3, I should say, innings for the Blue Devils. See if I can look across there for saves. He has one save. Only saves we have are one by Deere, one by Howell, and one by missed it and lost it. We'll take a short break. I'll be back. The other save has been registered by Dooley. Those are the three saves. So Rowe at the going to throw down to second for the double steal. So the double steal executed, and the Blue Devils went to 1-0 the count on Rowe. That's high and inside, 2-0 the count. Rowe, the first baseman, strikeout, base hit. Strikeout in the second, RBI in the fourth. There's a strike, catches the inside corner. If you guys are trying to see the speed, it may be easier to see up here. If the gun's hard to see out there, I can't get my head back there in time to look at it. 2-1 the count. Overthrows a little there, 94 miles an hour on that fastball, but he overthrew, so it was in the dirt. 3-1 the count. That's high and inside for ball 4. So that's going to bring up Boston Bruce.
27, Boston Bruce.
Boston Bruce, the designated hitter. He's reached on a base on balls and has a base hit in the 4th inning. First pitch to him was a strike called outside at the knees. Bases full of Cavaliers, 2 outs, and a hit by pitch. So the breaking ball breaks in, and hit by pitch is going to yield a run. So 4-2 the count now, or the score. Mancinas will step in. He's grounded out to second and grounded back to the pitcher on a high chopper that did yield a run. There's a strike. Inside. Ball 1-0 the count. Was trying to get my head back to look at the pitch. There's a strike called outside corner, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-1 the count, bases still loaded. 1 run in the inning to take a 4-2 lead. A late swinging fouls that out. One and two the count. Caleb Deere on in relief of Vaughter. There's a foul ball. Vaughter goes 4 2/3 of an inning. Top of the 5th inning action. First game of the doubleheader is a 7-inning scheduled game. 1-2 the count on Chris Mancinas. Fouls that one away. So back-to-back foul balls with 1-2 the count. Mancinas, the shortstop for the Cavaliers, earns another pitch from the reliever, tall lefty Caleb Deere. Fouls it back to the screen again. We'll do the 1-2-2 for the 4th time. Bases full of Cavaliers. Swing and a miss of the heater. So the Blue Devils give up 1 run on 1 hit in the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Blue Devils trailing the Cavaliers 4-2. We'll be back. All right, the pitching change has been made by the Cavaliers. Keston Holman comes in. He's from Nebraska City, Nebraska. Throws a strike to Dirks. He has a 2.59 ERA, 2-0's his record, 24 1/3 innings pitched, and Dirks drives it right back up the box for a leadoff base hit. So that's going to bring up Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth, anxious to get back in here, has got a couple of strikeouts, looking to get off of that goose egg for hits in this game. There's a no pause and a balk call. The pitcher did not come set, so Dirks moves to second on the balk. So no pitch. Now Nolan the fourth has a runner at second base in scoring position. That breaking ball breaks outside, 1-0 the count. Comes the pitch to Nolan the fourth. There's a breaking ball, catches the inside corner, 1-1 the count. At second base is Dirks. The high fly ball into center. Coming in to take care of that is Schinkel, and so Nolan the fourth's out on a high fly ball to Schinkel in center field. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago has reached on a base on balls in the first, a strikeout in the third. Here we are in the fifth with 1 out and 1. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. 0-1 the count on Frankie Santiago. Foul ball, 0-2 the count. That's outside. That's an unusual rally cap down here. It's what? Aha, I see. 1-2 the count on Santiago, the first baseman. Foul ball backing out to play over the third base dugout. We'll do the 1. Keston Holman on in relief of Josiah Golden. It's a high fly ball into left center, and going to tag and head to third is Dirk. So Santiago flies out. To left center. Runner at third, and that's going to bring up Tanner Pachorik. He had an RBI base hit in the first, grounded out to Rowe down at first, unassisted in the third. As a ball headed out of play. 0-1 the count on Pachorik. Blue Devils trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning action. 2 down, runner at third. Squares to bunt, pulls back and takes a ball. 1-1 the count. Comes the pitch from Holman. Out in front of that one, over to the dugout. Nolan the fourth reaches out and grabs that one over in front of the dugout. So 1-2 the count on Pachorik. Just misses a little bit outside. That's a tough pitch to take right there, but it's also a tough pitch to do anything with as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Devils trailing by 2. That's outside. So 3-2 the count on the shortstop, Tanner Pachorik. There's full side. That's going to bring up Perry. Perry has been called out on strikes and been hit by a pitch. He'll step in with 2 outs. 2 on.
Where it's like a normal taper right here.
There's a strike to the outside corner at the knees.
It's like this. It's big.
On 1 the count.
It's like people who stay in center ball like well. It's like
Runner goes.
off the handle.
So Pachorik, ball off the glove of Mike Miller. No throw to second. So the tying run now at second base if Perry can get something on the outfield grass. Down the right line, but foul down into the bullpen area. Right off the face of the bullpen where the bullpens jut into the field of play. 1-2 the count. There's a ball headed to left center field. That's taken care of by Comer. So the Blue Devils not able to get a run out of that leadoff hit. They leave 2 stranded. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Blue Devils trailing 4-2. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the 6th we go. Blue Devils trailing 4-2. Scheduled up Kelly McClure and Schinkel. Kelly's been called out on strikes, put the ball in play to hard to Cade Perry down at third, and he took it off his chest for an error, and that yielded a run. 0-1 the count on Carter Kelly, the third baseman. That ball goes down low for ball 1. 1-1 the count. In the dirt. Deer on in relief of Vaughter. There's a ground ball headed at Pachorik. He's up with it and over to Santiago for the 6-3 ground out.
17, Jake McClure.
Back to the top of the order and the second baseman, Jake McClure. He led the game off with a base hit, then has been out on a fly and a ground out to Santiago since then. That ball just misses for 1-0. down low. 2-0 the count. There's a strike at the belt right down the middle. Swing and a miss of that pitch. 2-2 the count now on Jake McClure. That just gets a piece of him for the hit by pitch. Another one of those times that I talk about having 2 strikes and getting a hit by pitch. Bo Schenkel, the center fielder, he struck out, walked, and grounded out to Tolk at second. Runner goes, squares to bunt, pulls back, no throw by Horton, get a handle. One and 0 the count on the center fielder, Bo Schenkel. Foul ball over the third base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Horn going to go out and visit a moment with Deer. Deer on in relief of Vaughter. Runner at second base is McClure. He was hit by a pitch and then stole second. There's a ball called a strike. Thought that might be a ball at the top part of the zone. 1-2 the count. There's a high chopper going to Tolk. Tolk handles it and gets over Santiago. So Schenkel does his job getting that ball on the ground to the right side to let the runner move to third. That's going to bring up Mike and Miller. Runner at third now with 2 outs. There's a short hop, second hop to Santiago. So 3 unassisted. So a ground out, a hit by pitch, and a couple of ground outs. And no runs on, no hits. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils trail by 2. Remember, this is a 7-inning scheduled game. We'll be back. All right, to the bottom half of the sixth inning we go. Blue Devils starting to run short on outs here. Only 6 outs left to tie or get the lead in this one. Woida will lead things off for the Blue Devils here in the bottom of the sixth. Woida, Smock, and Horn scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Woida has a couple of strikeouts. He's looking to and hoping to get off of that. Swing and foul that in the catcher Miller. Keston Holman from Nebraska City, Nebraska on the mound for the Cavaliers. That ball misses inside, 1-1 the count. There's a strike. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. Johnson County Cavaliers with the 4-2 lead over the Blue Devils at KCK. That's high and outside. 2-2 the count. Woida leads off the bottom of the sixth inning for the Blue Devils. Both teams with 4 hits thus far. Swing and a miss of the high heater. That's going to bring up Smock. Smock will step in with 1 out and nobody on. He's been hit by a pitch and flew out to deep center field to Schinkel. There's a ground ball headed to McClure. McClure up with it and over to Rowe for the 4-3 ground out. So 2 quick outs for Holman. That's going to bring up Horn. Horn's been out on a fly to center field in the second. Had an RBI base hit in the fourth. He'll step in with nobody on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth inning. There's a breaking ball right through there for strike 1. 0-1 the count on the catcher, Braden Horn. There's hit by a pitch. So that'll put Horn on at first base, and that's going to bring up Tolk. Tolk's been called out on strikes and was out on a fielder's choice. Going to have a pinch runner for the Blue Devils. Pinch runner is Holden Finley from Topeka, Kansas. Finley running at first for Horn. There's a strike right through there. Smock 0 for 2 with that punch out and a ground out. Ground out was to Mancinas over to McClure for the fielder's choice. Another balk called, sending him down to second base. So Finley now in scoring position. Gratis of the walk, or the balk. There the ball jumps away just a little bit from Mike and Miller. And reading that quickly is Finley to head over to third. Finley's from Topeka, Kansas. Holden Finley. Likely Buss or Bohm will come in to catch. No. Kirkham, likely. So Kirkham not hurt, therefore you think why it would not be Bohm or 2-1 the count, 2 outs, runner at third. We'll wait and see. There's an RBI base hit to left field. So Talk with the RBI base hit to cut this lead to 1. And down at first base after that RBI base hit is Talk. And back to the top of the order, and Dirks. Dirks has 2 for 2 with a couple of base hits and a walk. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. So a strikeout, a ground out, a hit by pitch, a balk, moving the runner to the scoring position, and a base hit by Talk. There the runner goes, and it's going to be a stolen base by Talk. So now the tying run in scoring position. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Holman on the mound for the Cavaliers. There's a strike that catches the outside corner. That's that pitch if you can be counting on that breaking ball, which you always count, that Dirks is so good at driving that to left center. 1-2 the count. There's a high chopper headed to the first baseman. Rowe is over, dives and touches the bag for the 3 unassisted ground out. So the Blue Devils cut the lead in half. They get 1 run on 1 hit. We go to the top of the 7th inning, now trailing by 1, 4-3. I'll be back. All right, so the Blue Devils pinch run for Horn. And now in the game defensively, as mentioned by the guys up here in the press box, Colton Kirkham will come in behind the plate to take over. We have a pitching change as well. Kirkham is from Platte City, Missouri. The pitching change has been made. And coming in to pitch is number 50, Caden Howell. He's from Lansing, Kansas. So the changes in the chess match starts here late in the game. Howell will come to the mound. He has and I'm not able to find it here.
26, Jerry Comer.
So Howell comes to the mound. Caden Howell. There's a ball headed into deep center field and back, and that is a home run by Comer to the very deepest part of the park right there for that RBI. So that's going to bring up Edwards. Howell has a 0-2 record with a 1.86 ERA. Gives up the home run on the first pitch. That ball is inside for 1-0 the count. That's outside. 91-mile-an-hour fastball right there by Howell. Comer turned a fastball around and sent it 400 feet over the fence. There's a little check swing by Riker Edwards on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-1 the count, 5-3 the lead now. Three and one the count. Edwards, the right fielder, he's grounded out, struck out, and walked. There's a strike called. Did have a stolen base after his walk, so 0 for 2 on the day with a stolen base. 3-2 the count. There's ball 4 a little bit low and outside, so a home run and a base on balls by Howell.
Number 11, Easton Rowe.
It's going to bring up Rowe. Runner at first base, nobody out. 5-3 the score. Swing and a miss of that first pitch. Toss over to first, nothing going on over there. Back in safely is Riker Edwards, the right fielder. Low and inside. One and one the count. Swing and a miss of that breaking ball. 1-2 the count. Nolan the fourth, Dirksen, Smock. Across the outfield, Perry, Pachorik, Tolk, and Santiago. Left to right across the infield. Kirkham now behind the plate, and Caden Howell now on the mound. Had a little flinch towards second, but got back in time. Did Edwards. Low and inside, a little one hopper into the glove of Kirkham. Two and two the count. Home run here in the inning. The Blue Devils cut their lead back to 1, and then Comer puts it back out to 2. Runner goes in, fouls that back, does Rowe. Two balls, two strikes, nobody out. Runner at first. About caught him sleeping there. Little toss over before the stretch started. Comes the stretch and the 2-2 from Howell. Swinging away, miss, took some off of it for the strikeout. So 1 out now. It's going to bring up Boston Bruce. Designated hitter. He walked, had a base hit, and then yielded a run on a hit. There's a strike at the knees right through there. 0-1 the count on the designated hitter, Boston Bruce. Tall back in safely is Edwards. Breaking ball lifted into right field. That's going to be taken by right fielder Small.
Number 22, Chris Mancinas.
It's going to bring up Mancinas. Mancinas will step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Mancinas has grounded out twice, struck out once, and one of those ground outs yielded a run. Got him at first again before he started the stretch and picks him off. But the Cavaliers get 1 run on 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Blue Devils needing 2 to tie or 3 to walk this thing off. We'll be back. All right, Keston Holman back for another inning of work. Nolan the 4th, Santiago, and Pachorik scheduled up for the Blue Devils. There's a strike right through there. Nolan the 4th struck out a couple of times and flew out to deep center field to Schinkel. There's a 1 hopper at the shortstop. Mancinas up with it and over to row for the 6-3 ground out. So the Blue Devils running short on outs. That's going to bring up Santiago. Has reached on, struck out, and flew out to deep left center. He'll step in with 1 out, and the Blue Devils trailing by 2. That's outside, 1-0 the count. Holman back for another inning of work. It's his 3rd inning of work. Golden went 4 innings. There's a ball down the into the bullpen. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. Low and outside, 2-2 the count. Frankie Santiago at the plate. First baseman for the Blue Devils. Comes the 2-2. Turns on that one and shoots it down behind Coach Sharp at third. We'll do the 2-2 again. Low and inside. So 3-2 the count now on the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils down to their last out. 7-inning scheduled game per league rule. The first game of the doubleheader on each Thursday and Saturday for the 4-game series. There's a strike right through there. Keston Holman trying to finish this thing off, and Tanner Pachorik trying to keep it going. He's 1 for 2. Didn't mean to, but he did. So 0-2 the count. Pachorik has an RBI base hit, an assisted ground out, and a walk with a stolen base. So 1-2 with 1 RBI. Fouls that one away and earns another pitch. High fly, but foul ball. That's going to be backing out of play. We'll do the 0-2 for the 3rd time. 5th pitch of the at-bat. It's a high fly ball to deep center field, playable by Schinkel. And Schinkel has that for the final out of this one. So that is the ball game, 5-3. The final. So the first game goes 5-3 to the Cavaliers. We'll be back with the 9-inning game. Thanks for joining me. We will see you back in about 20 to 30 minutes. Come on back and watch another one. Blue Devils lose the first one 5-3.